Hi guys, so I thought I'd do a video. It was a lot lighter. Now it's gone a bit gloomy and dark and my video quality's gone grainy once again. But you know what? Fuck it. It doesn't have to be perfect. I want to make a video about what I did today. I signed on to Universal Credit and yes, hopefully I won't be on this for too much this time. I've calculated on the way here that based on my expenses, which I've drastically reduced, I've got 2 months to find a job or I'm screwed. With what I'm learning as well, don't get me wrong, I'm applying for absolutely anything right now, as per normal. With this coding, this learning, it's possible that if I do the pages every day, do the portfolio piece as part of the book, then in, 21 to 23 days time, I will be able to be in a position where I can create solutions that could earn me money, like mini apps and stuff like that. And then I can also learn frameworks within Python that can facilitate, obviously, hopefully job opportunities. But it's interesting because my learning curve right now is slower than it could be because obviously, although I am replicating the code on Visual Studio Code, it's not within an application process. So the learning curve is like slowly like this, but then it'll shoot up once I get in the second half chapter of this book. And I'm consciously aware of that because some of you have reached out that, you know, your studies, 70% of actually applying the code. But I'm not in that process yet where the code is good enough for me to actually apply to anything beyond what's on my Shaco, which is essentially a build-up of small modules which the LLM can call upon. I have got 2 months left to find some work. And it's interesting because, as you can see, I somewhat dressed up for the occasion, sorted my beard out a little bit. Couldn't really do much about their hair. I think people were quite taken aback by my appearance. But to be fair, they all looked exhausted. It's always a lovely process. You can see the defeated faces of people that are there. And not gonna lie, I do feel like I made more of an effort than some people applying, obviously. It's interesting because you go in there and they say, oh, you get yourself an assigned work coach, but it's more of a checkbox system than offering job opportunities because, to be fair, there isn't that many job. I mean, I've been applying as well as study in my city, and, you know, the jobs available per ratio to the population of this city. I mean, you know, there was like 630. I mean, on the official Gov job search website, there's 630 job roles within my city, and my city's population is like 100,000 or something like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's not including other websites, and there'll probably be lots more jobs. But if that's a really rough baseline indicator of how many jobs there are, I mean, but there you go. So this is another reason why I'm doing this coding thing, because I do believe that I need to improve my own marketplace value. Yeah, I am trying to do 20 pages a day on this bloody book and then build and then learn a new skill. But I want to talk about another thing as well, actually, and I'm not going to include this in the video title because I don't really want this idea being, I mean, it's just a rough idea in my head about an app eventually that I want to build. One of the main problems in society right now is a loneliness pandemic and a dating pandemic. There's loads of single people now and they don't know how to meet and stuff like this. And the problem with dating is that all the dating apps have been gamified and they're all under a monopoly company who also makes video games. And so the game of dating apps at the moment aren't to match people up. What they're actually for is to monetize. And obviously an app needs to make a company or an app needs to make money. Imagine if you could create a marketplace system. It's kind of like a social economics, but for dating, where you have a cohort of people in any given instance, say 1,000 people, and you've got 1,000 heterosexual people within this profile, and you create a supply and demand, so 500 male, 500 female, and then you match them up based on interests and location, every other variables. It's not the best way to make money in terms of trying to get people to match up, because obviously it's not gamified like these other apps, but it solves the problem of loneliness, because if you create loads of these instances of people that, tick the check boxes in terms of what they want in a partner, and then you level the playing field where it's X amount of people for male and female, or, and then you could have other cohorts for bisexual and whatever else, then, it'd be interesting to see if that would it would help the problem. And thing is, I wouldn't know how to monetize it. I'd love an open source system where it's like, or social, where it's like you rely on donations, but I suppose you'd have to have a really small monthly subscription for it, wouldn't you? I don't know. It's just a thought I had in my head. And if one already exists, then it's not very popular because I don't know about it. And so I suppose one of these things, as well as marketing, that's the other issue. But just an idea I had in my head. Thought I'd rant on in this video. But yeah, I've got a lot of ideas that stuff that I want to create. I just need to understand the baseline syntax, such as Python and other frameworks, in order to facilitate it. But yeah, 2 months, I've got to sort my career out, learn a new skill. Yeah.